Hi everyone, I'm MaryAnn. I'm a visual artist and voice coach from Singapore, currently in Singapore, and welcome to day 20 of my 100-day vlog project. Yay! I made it to 1/5 of the way through and I only have 80 more days to go. So this is a daily series where I share what I've learned about the creative process, about the artist journey, about pursuing your passion and following your dreams, living the life you've always envisioned for yourself, and what it means to be on this journey of self-discovery and finding out who you really are. And so if you have questions about that, feel free to ask me in the comments, or you can directly message me through my social media links, which are in the write-ups attached to these videos. So the past couple of days I talked about how being present in the current moment is really important in our lives in order for us to really live fully, and at the same time also there are different seasons that we go through. And yesterday I talked about how it's normal and it's okay to have bad days or bad moments, or moments where you feel lousy or you feel angry or you feel sad, the more negative emotions. And it's a misconception that we think that we must always strive for happiness and strive towards enjoying our life. But really, even in the negative emotions, you are still enjoying. You can still enjoy your life, because that is also part of our experience as humans, right? Like, that's our emotional range is part of the process of life, and part of what we enjoy as we go along this journey as well. So what I wanted to share today is about the seasons that we go through in life. And when I say the seasons in life, I don't mean like when you are 7 to 18 you are in school, and then when you're in 18 to 24 you're in university, and then when you're 24 to 30 you're establishing your career, and then when you're 30 to 35 you're dating extensively to find a partner, and then you spend the next 18 years raising your child until they're ready to go off into the world on their own, and then you work until you are 65 and then you retire. And I don't mean seasons like that. I mean it more in a cyclical kind of sense. So there's some research that says that we are that our physical bodies, right, our cells regenerate themselves every 7 years. So basically, essentially, every 7 years you are a completely brand new person in terms of your physical body. So I guess there is an implication there that every 7 years we also go through a psychological change or a psychological shift. Every 7 years there's a certain cycle that we go through in our lives as well, which this is a bit more esoteric of a conversation and more maybe metaphysical. Might not be using the right term here. And I'm not like the best person to talk about this, because I barely understand it myself. So in a more, let's keep it more like layman and more relatable here. So I guess what I'm saying is like, let's just say, for example, as an artist, okay? So as an artist, sometimes I notice that I go through certain cycles as well. Like maybe it's a cycle of, a certain theme would really, I would find really engaging and really exciting. Like when I started my artist journey and I started painting for my first exhibition, the theme was all about like making your dreams come true, and going after the different possibilities in your life, which is what the penguins in my art symbolizes, by the way, if you know my work. And that was the season, I guess, for some time. And then when I was and then about 3 years into that, I was doing mostly that. And then suddenly in 2016, 3 years after my first exhibition, I started diving more into like the cycles in life, and I guess yin and yang, and the balance in life, and the dualities in life, and things like that, okay? And then somehow in 2017 I started exploring a series that was related to love and romantic love, and how we are disconnected from each other, or how we think we're connected to each other but really we're not. So what I'm saying is that we go through different seasons. So as an artist, your season could be like the series of works that you are currently working on because you're really fascinated by a certain theme suddenly. The season could also be where maybe you go through a dry spell where nothing really inspires you and nothing really excites you for a few weeks or a few months, what they call a creative block, because that happens too for us artists. And I think for anyone really, like creative blocks I think are not just for artists, it's for anyone where you're feeling stuck in life. um, there are going to be times where you feel where you feel stuck. There are going to be times when somehow everything that you do, it just manifests the results that you want. There are highs and lows. There are like lucky breaks, I guess, and there are also times where we are like in a chasm that never seems to end. So what I'm saying is, it's normal. It's normal for life to go through different cycles. Just like how on a day-to-day basis we also have, bad days and good days. And it's all part of the spectrum of living a full life and really discovering the full experience of what it means to be human. So I guess what I'm saying is that, in the cycles of our lives, like this is where living happens. This is where our lives happen. Not in looking forward to the next better thing that's coming along, but rather, enjoying and riding out this current cycle that you're in, or this current season that you're in. I guess it's like the four seasons of the year, right? There are plus and minuses for each one of them. Like personally, I love spring and fall because that's when the weather is cool, so it's not too hot and it's not too cold, but yet at the same time, like for some people who have allergies, for example, spring is not going to be their favorite time of the year, and for some people, who don't like hot weather, for example, summer is not going to be their favorite time of the year. So in the same way, the seasons of our lives, there are going to be things that we enjoy and there are things that we're not going to enjoy about it. But I guess what I'm saying is it's very normal to feel the way we feel about them, and it's very normal to go through different seasons. And I guess what's important is to recognize that we are going through a season, and that means that it is a temporary thing. And that also means that, while we do our best to make the best out of out of the cards that we've been dealt, at the same time, it's also not about rejecting this season that you're in, because it could be a season of growth for you. It could be a season of, discovering something new about yourself. It could be a season of, letting go of things that no longer work. Or it could be a season of celebrating something that is working and is going well, and celebrating because you know that at some point it will end. Because there's another saying, I think in the Bible too, that this too shall pass. Like every good thing and every bad thing that happens to us, this too shall pass. So it's the same for the seasons in our lives. Eventually spring comes to an end, eventually summer comes to an end, eventually fall comes to an end, eventually winter comes to an end. But the key thing is that they continue all the way until the end of everything. And I guess for us, the seasons in our lives continue until the end of our lives. So how you want to make what you want to make of it is really up to you, and how you want to enjoy it is also really up to you. So if you like these videos, do subscribe to my YouTube channel or like my Facebook page, wherever you're seeing these videos on, and feel free to ask your questions in the comments, or you can directly message me, and I will see you tomorrow.